Okay, well this is a quadratic formula question. However, we can do some things to make our life a little bit easier. First of all, we need to make sure that this is equal to 0. Otherwise, it's not a quadratic formula problem. So we add 2 to both sides, and I'm doing it up. 6x squared plus 12x plus 2 equals 0. Now, the fact that there's all even, I can take out a 2, or I can even divide both sides by 2. However you kind of mentally do this thing, you can make your life a little easier. So this becomes a 3x squared plus 6x plus 1 equals 0. Whole bunch of pluses, no minuses. So now we do the quadratic formula, now that we are in the current state, where we've got a negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 6 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times 3. All right, that's 36 minus 12. 36 minus 12 is 24. So I've got a negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 24 over 6. And what you'll notice is that that answer is not available across the board. And that's because, being a multiple choice question, you have a radical that can be simplified. Okay, so I usually like to go over where I got space to maneuver and say the square root of 24 can be rewritten as the square root of 4 times 6. Now you might say, well, why not 3 times 8 or 12 times 2? All of those things are true. They give you 24, but this is the only one that has a perfect square that can be simplified. So the square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 6 is just that. The square root of 6, it can't be simplified. So this thing here, that's me.
Matthew Razzo, please come to the guidance office. Matthew Razzo, please come to the guidance office.
Matthew, you're famous. Okay, so you got the 2 times the square root of 6 all over 6. Now what we can do here is we can recognize that there is a common term among these guys. Okay, interesting. What we can do now is take simplify as much as we can. We can take a 2 out of each of these. Okay, 2 out of here becomes a negative 3. 2 out of here becomes plus or minus the square root of 6. And 2 out of here becomes a 3. So this right here, if that were a 6, then that would be our answer, because it looks an awful lot like this. But that still doesn't, we can't see necessarily any of the other answers. So this one is not the case. But if you look at this, the negative 3 over the 3, that actually is equal to negative 1. So what this really truly means, and this gets crazy here, negative 3 over 3 plus or minus the square root of 6 over 3. That's another way of writing this answer. So this doesn't simplify.
And Kaylin
that one does.
Please report to curriculum.
So there's
Danny Cervantes and Kaylin Gorola.